Hey, business building warrior. Welcome to Silent Sales Machine Radio. Got a great episode coming ahead. It's another interview with some successful coaching students who started off with the proven Amazon course. Man, you're going to love Joe and Alysia. They've built a beautiful business, as they're about to share, enabled her to come home from a job that was too physically taxing for some of the chronic illness struggles that she had. And she's been home about a year now, coming up on a year, and their business continues to grow and scale. And I love the conversation we had today. They speak from the heart. They're very encouraging. They see this as something that was a solution to problems they didn't even know that they were facing, challenges that they didn't even know were coming. Joe lost his job shortly after they jumped into this, and he was able to spend time really scaling this up. I came along at a perfect time for them. I won't steal the story. You're going to absolutely love spending some time with them. I do want to point out that they are 3P Mercury users. They love the tool. It's the foundation of their business. You're going to hear them describe that. All the links to the resources we mentioned today will be in the show notes for this episode. So you don't have to write anything down. Just scroll down to the notes near this episode and you're going to see links to the stuff they talked about. If something's missing, reach out to us. We'll help you out, of course. I love how we spent some time today talking about the dynamic of the improvements in their relationship, the challenges and the struggles they had to overcome doing a business together, and how that's improved their relationship as well, which is a surprising dynamic for a lot of couples that get into this. You don't have to do it as a couple, but if you do, there's some cool dynamics that pop into there as well. But they're very optimistic about the future. They've built an incredible business, and you're going to be encouraged by the lessons they've learned along the way, sharing some very specific details about how you can get into this arena and build what they've built. No previous e-commerce experience, no previous building business experience. Here they are a couple of years later with a great business, and they credit this community, the coaching program, which there's a link in the show notes, and a free book, which we talk about as well early on with Alysia. We give you the link in the podcast, so I'm not going to jump into that right now. You'll get the link there. It's in the show notes as well. Let's get them on the line and enjoy Joe and Alysia right now. So, hey guys, welcome to the podcast. Good to see you.
Hey, Jim.
Thanks for having us.
Outstanding. Well, I love doing this. It's my favorite part of my job, is getting to talk to the students from the community. And I just want you guys to speak from the heart and get into your story if you're ready.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Well, I first kind of got involved in e-commerce probably 5 or 6 years ago. Some guy we're Dave Ramsey fans, and it was a Dave Ramsey page, and he said, "This is a side gig I've been doing, and I have this little course." And bless his heart, he wasn't a great teacher, but I figured out that there was a business model there, and I was curious, and I did try, and I failed, but I wasn't really trying that hard. And so it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, just because I was like, I don't know if this guy really knows what he's talking about. So I put it aside and didn't think about it for a couple of years. But I always had this feeling that I was supposed to start a business, and I didn't know what business I was supposed to start. Right. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have something I was super passionate about that could make me money. And so, a few years down the road, it was also on social media. I saw you talking about your ebook, and I also saw people endorsing you on that Save Dave Ramsey page. And I thought, okay, I might need to look into this guy. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. So I listened to the ebook and I was like, whoa, it was so much more than like, hey, this is an e-commerce model. There was so much more in that ebook that I was like, this is awesome. I got excited. The book got me excited.
Well, do you mind if I give that book away for just a second real quick in case anyone hasn't heard it? We're giving away version 11 of the book. We've been doing it for a while now, but silentjim.com/free11 is how you can get the book that Alyssa's talking about right now. It's the Silent Sales Machine 11th version of that book. So
yeah. And I love that it was visual too. And I loved that. It made it more engaging. And I feel that you are a very genuine person, and that came across in the video. And I think that made it easier for me to, I don't know, I resonated with a lot of what you said. And so I got excited and I told him about it. And about this time, I've been working as a lunch lady at our local middle school, and I have summers off. And so I said, I'm going to try to do this for the summer. I'm going to pay tuition basically for this course, these proven Amazon courses, and I'm going to learn how to do this. and this is going to be the business I start. I just felt really strongly that this is what I was supposed to do. And I told him, failure is not an option. I am making this happen. I have been a stay-at-home mom, and it's been my dream job. I've had it, and all our kids are older now, either adults or teenagers, and so I don't have as much of that taking time in my life. And
Right.
so I went back to work, but the work was hard on my body, and I have a lot of autoimmune issues. And I thought, I got to do something from home. I've got to figure out something I can do from home. And this is where God led me. And so that was June of 2024. I said, okay, I'm going to start learning. And then I think a week into my learning, he unexpectedly got laid off from his job.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
I asked him if he's fairly skeptical about a lot of things. And,
As you should.
so I asked him if he wanted to join me to learn, because at this point, I could see that it was a legitimate business model.
Yeah. And the interesting thing was the timing. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to fill in the gaps of the same segment of time, because that's fascinating.
Yeah, for sure. So it was like Alysia said, I'm naturally a skeptical person, and I spent most of my career in finance. And so I approach this from the perspective of, markets are perfect, right? There are no inefficiencies in markets, because if there were, somebody would figure it out. So there's no way that you can do e-commerce up against Amazon, up against Walmart, up against these big, massive, multi-billion-dollar companies. There's no way somebody sitting in, the Twin Cities in Minnesota is going to be able to figure out how to beat these guys.
Get in this game. Yes. Oh, I love that perspective.
Exactly. So
yes.
I approached it with a healthy dose of skepticism, we'll say. Yeah. And the timing just worked out to where it was like, okay, I have now free time. And Alysia was so passionate about it. It was like she said, it was failure is not an option. And, she connected with your community, and kind of was like, had this fire. Right. And I was like, okay, I'm skeptical, but I'm not going to be the wet blanket on her fire. So I joined her kind of after the ebook, but through the courses, and said, hey, I'll give it a shot. And I'll learn alongside her and kind of like that path. So it was a really, really cool opportunity. And spoiler alert, you can compete against Amazon. You can compete against Walmart in certain areas, right? And that's the thing I love about the tech courses and the things that you learn within the community is you're not fighting against Amazon. You're not fighting against Walmart. What you're doing is you're finding spaces where that need is not met, where they aren't seeing the opportunities, or it's an opportunity that is kind of just a unique way of doing things. And so you're not living in a perfect market. You're not fighting against multi-billion-dollar organizations.
Right. The analogy I'd like to use, and see if this resonates with you, is it Tom or Thomas?
Thomas.
Yes.
I'm Joe. Joe Thomas.
Joe and Alysia.
Joe, I'm sorry. Thomas is the last name. I apologize. I do this all the time. You think I'd be a professional. All right.
No.
So, Joe, the analogy I want to run past you real quick is DoorDash. Does DoorDash compete with McDonald's? No.
They partner with them.
They enhance the experience for the customers. They're not competing with Wendy's and Taco Bell and all the other local restaurants that and that's the role we kind of play. Does that resonate? At first you're thinking, well, this company, like, what are they going to bring to the table that isn't already there? Well, speed and convenience. That's the role we play. I had a meeting with, I don't know if you've heard me tell this story before or not, but with a senior vice president at Amazon. At the time, the dude reported to Bezos. He's in charge of North America, right? Invited me to lunch. Like, what? Come fly to Seattle. Let's meet. Okay. You don't turn that down, right? And one of the things he shared in the meeting that we had was, he said, thank you. You guys, meaning resellers, and the training that we're providing to resellers to help them fill the shelves, basically. He said, you guys are filling shelves in a way that we will never be able to.
Right.
We couldn't hire enough people. McDonald's couldn't hire enough delivery drivers to do what DoorDash does.
No.
Right. So that's the analogy. You're not competing with Amazon or Walmart. You're enhancing this retail experience that allows, the single busy mom who has to decide in 5 minutes, do I want to go to Walmart and Target today to look for that toy that I need for the party tomorrow? Or I just want to see if Amazon has it. And if they do, I really don't care if I'm paying $12 more than retail. I really don't care because it's going to be on my porch by 4 p.m. today, right?
Absolutely.
You're filling that gap in the market. And that's what people need to understand. I think that's what you discovered. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's absolutely what I discovered is it's not competing against them. It's leveraging the infrastructure and the framework that they've built in a way that, exactly like you said, they don't want to, they can't fill the shelves the way that we're filling the shelves because it takes too many people. It takes too much, it takes community that really does it the right way, which is the thing that I love about the pack course and the community that you have is you teach people to do it the right way. It's all about finding an acceptable level of personal risk where you want to go. Right. And I think that is so important in the way, test ASINs and those kinds of things is so cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, because there are people that teach the wrong way.
Yes, 100%.
I have found them in the past and tried them, and I still see them pop up from time to time. And
for sure.
And I can thank our community here, your community, for the little warning signs that we've been told. Hey, look out for this! Look out for this! Look out for this! Mm-hmm. It's been very helpful.
Have you heard this is my favorite tip to give people when they're, especially for a skeptic like you, Joe, you're like, man, there's a lot of scams out there. There's a lot of stuff that, I don't know. How can you know if it's legit? My litmus test, and I've used this for over a decade, is hang out in the community with the people who are doing it and see what they have to say before you put a penny in, so that guy with the cool video in the car and the pile of cash and the cool language, like, oh, you can make all this money. Where's your community? I want to go hang out with them. That will end 95% of the conversations you'll ever have online with any trainer, expert, guru, whatever, right? 95% of them have no response. A lot of them will say something lame like, well, we like to protect the privacy of our student. Okay, whatever. People who are doing similar things gather online all the time. So find the people who are doing it, hang out with them and see what they're saying. That's our best marketing. That's it. That's my marketing in a nutshell. You don't have to decide if you like me or trust me. What does Google say? What is it? No, just go hang out. And by the way, I'm very proud of what Google and AI says about us. But more importantly, go hang out with the people who are doing it, people like you that are doing it. Listen to them, hear their stories. That's our marketing because it does work. And there is a huge gap in the marketplace. All right, I'm going to turn it back to you guys. I can get on my soapboxes too easily. So I want to continue the story and keep going. You guys know what you're doing. You're pros. You're doing better than I am today.
So he had free time.
Yeah.
And so we learned all through the summer. We did Ryan and Robin Joy Olson's boot camp. Kickstart. Thank you. Yep. We did that. That was helpful.
Highly recommend.
Yep.
Really
silentjimdotcom/Kickstart. You have to be a proven Amazon course student to get in, but it's a great deal, right? Yeah. Awesome. So that went well for you.
But no brainer. That was a no brainer. We love them. We love their content. They are fantastic.
Agreed.
Super helpful especially for newbies.
Yes.
So we jumped into that and then we decided to go with coaching because I was going back to work in the fall and he was still looking for his next opportunity. And I thought, I don't know exactly what to do going forward. He's more business savvy than I am. He's got experience in that. And I knew I was going to be working and tired when I got home. So we went with coaching and shout out to our amazing coaches, Elizabeth Aronson and Susan Gilbert.
Awesome.
We love them. And they really just guided us in the right direction and kept us on track. Susan's like the best little cheerleader ever. I love that. And Elizabeth really gave us so much helpful information. I mean, just even documents that she had prepared of supplies that she uses and websites she, all kinds of stuff. And so it was it still is a lot of education that you can take in, but we made our first sale in August of 2024, August 15th. And I remember being so excited. And then we started coaching shortly after. And we had a goal to hit 10,000 in sales for December, and we blew past it and did 14,000 in sales by December.
So just a little over a year ago, had your first 10K plus 14,000 a month. That's awesome.
Yes. So from one sale in August to 14,000 in December, we were like, okay, and Robin Joy talks about the hockey stick chart. And I was like, that's kind of what it felt like to us. But we ran into all the typical things that newbies do, and ungating is an issue and restrictions, but the answer is always test more aces. Just keep finding them. I mean, it's not always easy, but you just keep finding them, putting in the work. So there were a number of months where Joe was really taking the lead on the business and building systems, which I very much appreciated. That's his forte.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that I feel is where the value I bring to the partnership of the business, right? I'm not necessarily the doer going and finding ASINs and those kinds of things, but I'm the kind of person that when you're sitting there at dinner, I'm thinking about the layout of the floor and the traffic pattern and how you efficiently move things, and rather than enjoying the delicious food and the wonderful company that's sitting at the table. That's just the way my brain works.
I'm more that way as well. The methodical, mechanical, solving problems. I can't help it. Like if someone says a math problem out loud or I see it, I just can't stop until I figure out what's,
Yeah, 100%.
But it's analytical brain.
Analytical, yes. But it's that nice mix. I love seeing couples doing the business together, because inevitably there's this complementary gift set, skill set, disposition that it just, I actually had a conversation with Nathan. It's been maybe a couple of years ago at this point, but we're talking about our 20 years of doing coaching, e-commerce coaching. And we made the observation, I think what we've been doing without really intentionally doing it is making marriages stronger. Because
for sure,
as you go through this business process, you're discovering each other's weaknesses you didn't know the other person even had, and strengths that you're like, whoa, I didn't know you were capable of that. And there's this almost like going on a ropes course, the corporate ropes course, where they're like, we want team building. Like we intentionally try to create that. Well, business is living in that.
Yeah.
And it will test your relationship in ways you've never been tested before, and add benefits that are otherwise unavailable. Have you guys seen some of that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
For me, and the thing I loved about it is being able to take that analytical brain of, developing processes and building structures and those kinds of things, and use it in a way that really has supported Alysia's personal passion, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where you talk about that complementary, partnership within a marriage. Number one, most couples, their number one fight is about money. Well, this is a great way to potentially add some money to the, reduce some of that friction. But the flip side of it is really when you work together in the business, you do get the opportunity to support each other. I can support her personal passion and things she's found that she loves and wants to develop in order to do this. And it really has helped us as a couple to you do learn how to communicate, because you run into things like, oh, I didn't know that was going to be a problem with us, and now we got to sit down and figure out how to solve it. But also you get to support each other's personal passions and growth, which I think is fabulous.
And there's the excitement of having success together.
For sure.
Yes.
Like he'll be like, oh my gosh, did you see something sold for this much? Or did you see we had our first $1,000 day or whatever? And we get to celebrate our successes together. Yeah. And it's also, I think that for me, I'm scatterbrained. I'm all over the place. And I was looking at all of the things that I needed to learn and all of the things that I needed to do. And I was feeling overwhelmed. And he said, let's just make a flow chart for you. One day he said, I got this. I can, because I'm like, what if I forget something? What if I forget a step? Or what if, so we actually, on the door right behind us, we got little sticky notes, and we did a flow chart for how this business works, so that I could, if I'm ever, okay, what do I do next? I want to make sure that I'm using the systems we've put in place. I want to make sure I'm, not missing anything, that I'm making the proper choices here. And for me and the way my brain works, he made that system visual for me. And it was incredibly helpful. So, he's got a business mind, and I love it. I take advantage of it. He still does all the accounting and all of the cash flow management and all of it. And I hate that side of it. He just can do it in minutes. So I love it.
That's phenomenal. I love it. I think you guys, without realizing it, are inspiring and encouraging a lot of other couples to consider jumping into.
I sure hope so.
Together.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. Well, it's very doable. And especially if you decide to work together. And I think that was something God made it happen for us, because if he had been working full time when I started doing it, there's no way he would have joined me. There's no way he would have. Just knowing him, he would have been interested and he would have been supportive.
Sure.
But he would not have joined me.
Wouldn't have the time and the resources, the margin, right? You got to have margin.
Yes,
you talk about that all the time.
Yes. And I believe 100% that was God's hand in our lives, that he was laid off at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe 100% that God put this in front of my eyes at the time he did, so that I would get started when I did. The timing lines up. I don't believe in that as a coincidence.
No, it's not. There's nowhere in Hebrew, which I love studying Hebrew, the original language of the Old Testament of the Bible. There's no word for coincidence. It's a nonsensical concept, right? The timing, they call those divine appointments, when God just lines things up and it becomes so obvious. Looking back over your shoulder, it's like, wait a minute, you knew what was coming next, didn't you, God? And how many times I've heard these stories of people facing a really scary, like, job loss, like big major life change, and they look back at it over their shoulder, and it was one of the greatest things that could have ever happened to them. In the moment, you're like, oh no. And I mean, and that's the genesis of my story, getting into e-commerce 20 plus years ago. Getting fired from Microsoft was scary. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going all in. And that set the trajectory, all the relationships, and just the incredible amount of this team that's been surrounded, this leadership team that's risen in this community and then poured into the lives of so many others. Like, it's arguable. I mean, those people have done great things with their life, I'm sure, but this community wouldn't have existed if I hadn't been fired. And that was a scary day, but look what God did with it. Right. So I love hearing stories like that. It's kind of the heart of our community.
Yeah. And I think it's a great thing, and talking about the community and sharing those stories. And that's the other thing I really love about the community, is it is a true sense of community, that these stories get shared and successes get shared. And, oh, by the way, road bumps get shared, because it's not all rainbows and unicorns, right? There are you're going to hit hard times, and having people to fall back on, coaches, and having a community and that you can fall back to and say, I know this is hard, and I know today didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I have somebody I can lean on that will support me and encourage me to that tomorrow, okay, it's more ASINs, because that is the answer, right? Yeah. It's like, today was a hard day, but tomorrow I'm going to test more ASINs.
Yeah, test more ASINs, meet more people, and the opportunities just keep opening up in front of you.
Absolutely.
It's the benefit of being in the blue ocean. The fastest growing economic sector in the US is e-commerce. Amazon is the dominant force in that space, with we kind of hit on this briefly earlier, but millions of products, common, everyday, popular products right now, are completely unstocked.
Yeah.
And most, if not all, of Amazon's warehouses. It's like low-hanging fruit everywhere, guys. Who wants to play? And once you know the rules of the game. But like you said, it's not always, fun and sunshine and rainbows and unicorns. No, there's challenges that come along.
It is. It's hard work. Yeah, it's not a get rich quick.
Just like anything else in life worth having, blood, sweat, tears, risk, work, sacrifice, disappointments kind of come with it.
But isn't it more fulfilling when it's yours? We're doing all that for us, for our family, for ourselves. This is a business we get to keep. We're not working for somebody else.
Yes.
And that makes that drives us, I think, to keep going. Really, I mean, after we had a really good our very first Q4 was so good. He found work shortly after that. And we said, okay, now he's back to work. As soon as we're doing well enough with Amazon that we could cover what I make part-time at my job, I wanted to come home and do this full-time. And so by the end of February, I was able to leave my part-time job with the school.
Wow.
And
coming
been
up
doing
on a year
this
ago, right?
Okay. Almost a year. Yep. So he went back to work full-time and I started doing this full-time, and it has it's been a journey. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I'm really grateful that we chose to do coaching. I was on the fence about that for a while, but I'm really grateful we chose to do that. We also chose to start selling on Walmart as well. So I think we started doing that. I don't know. We went to the Proven Conference in May, and I think it was kind of after we came home from the Proven Conference that, I was like, I think we could do this. And we had had some learning opportunities where we had gone too deep on a brand, and then we got a letter from Voorhees and knew we had to stop selling that brand. But our coach Elizabeth said, go sell it on Walmart, see what you can sell off on Walmart, and anything in your dead pile. And I thought, oh my gosh, maybe I should try it. And I was a little nervous because I didn't feel like I still felt like I had a lot to learn with just Amazon. So it was a little bit scary for me to start doing Walmart as well. But I'm really grateful that I did. It has made a huge impact on our business to be doing both of those. And it's not as bad managing them both as I thought it would be. So we've learned some lessons for sure along the way. And
I think that you talk about Amazon being the dominant player in e-commerce, which is 100% true. And it's going to be true for a while because it's just going to take so long for anybody to figure out how to overcome that. But, there are other players, right? And their diversification is important, just like diversifying your brand, diversifying your ASIN, diversifying, you don't want to be too deep in one thing. You don't want to be too deep in Amazon either, right? And so finding other methods and building your structures and processes in a way that allow that scale, because that's the other thing about the business that I really, really appreciate is building it. It has the ability to scale to whatever you want it to be, right? You can go from, hey, I'm happy just working 3 or 4 hours in my basement, every couple of days and just sending in a little bit here and there, a little bit of cash flow, and I'm successful. Cool. All the way to, multi-million dollars every year of sales. And it just depends on where you want your business to go. And that ability to diversify and build your structure around that is really, really cool, I think.
Yeah, well, that's the reason we focus on it. We're not an Amazon community. We've become that. We're a multiple income streams using the internet creatively community. Right. That's what we're all about. But as Robin Joy stated originally, and I've borrowed it many, many times, this is the lowest risk, lowest cost, lowest barrier to entry, most easily scalable business opportunity with the highest odds of success on the internet. So we teach it, and we've done our best to continue to improve the processes and the standard operating procedures and the software and the tools. I've been saying lately, for about a decade, I was saying, well, the best time to start was 5, 8 years ago. The second best time is now. I don't say that anymore. I say the best time to start is right now.
Yeah.
The tools are so much better. And Amazon's
tools are fantastic.
Just in the year and a half we've been doing it, I've been blown away the advancements in the softwares and the other things that are just coming out of the woodwork. It's like, this is the time. Holy moly, things are moving constantly, and it's exciting. It's exciting.
People are trying to do it the old way. I understand the struggle, but let the tools do the heavy lifting. It's like trying to build a house without any tools. It's like, I can see where you'd say it's pretty hard. Yeah. But check out the tools and the pros we got now, right? Like, we could throw that thing up and it'd be better than anything you could ever do on your own with your own 2 hands. So we've got those power tools now, learn how to use them and deploy them. I wouldn't mind hearing, maybe we could go through, we call it the tech stack. Like, what are you guys using to manage your business?
Yeah. So we rely pretty heavily on 3P Mercury. We got into 3P Mercury really, I think we were part of the first group of coaching students who got included.
Yeah, that
was another benefit of being a coaching student, is we were part of the kind of the alpha group that was able to jump in because of the coaching relationship we had. So, we use 3P Mercury heavily on kind of the front end of our business.
Right.
We rely on Inventory Labs, the 3 Colts team, for our Amazon kind of fulfillment, building shipments and doing those kinds of things.
Right.
that's a little bit of a holdover from before when 3P Mercury didn't exist.
Right.
We had started using them. And then on the back end, it's kind of self-built, accounting software and links and some things that I put together to on the back end side of it. So we use 3P Mercury on the front end, kind of the purchase, getting the things, tracking orders and POs and those types of things. And then we kind of rely on 3Colts for our inventory management and keeping track of what's where. And then on the back side, the back office stuff is kind of stuff that I've put together, just built.
And we have
get it yourself instead of using tools. I love it. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And the great thing about it is building the tools in a way that I have all the tools. And so the amount of work and effort that I put into it is very, very small. Like Alysia said, like I have a 9 to 5 again. And so the time that I need to be involved in the business is, I put in as much time as I can, but it's not what it was. But building the structure to be able to allow that, I think is big. And, for the audience, if that business side of the business is something that scares you and is a roadblock for you getting in and starting, there are solutions. There are things that can be done. Building that process in a way where, that shouldn't be the roadblock that it is, I think, to some people.
There's no need to be intimidated by it. Yeah, that's part of what we teach, and you have options.
Yeah, but there are ways to get, that barrier to entry is getting lower and lower and lower, and especially, using 3P and the tools and the way that you can kind of build links between them is really, really cool to take that barrier down even further for people who are looking at this going, this is a great idea, but I don't trust myself that I'm going to miss a step, or I'm going to, I don't know anything about accounting. I don't know bookkeeping. I don't know how to do that. So there are solutions that can be put in place to help bring those barriers down, which is really, really cool now.
Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah. I don't want anyone to be intimidated. I know I talk to people all the time. They call themselves lurkers sometimes. Just kind of lurking, just kind of hanging out in the group, checking it out. Well, how long you been lurking? Oh, 3 years. What? What? It's time to get going. It's time to get rolling. Every question, even I think I don't know what I don't know is what gives a lot of people the pause. I just don't know what I don't know. And I feel like I need to know all that I need to know before I nope, that's the wrong way to do it. You're going to be learning as you go. It's time to jump in. It's time to go. Because again, the risk barrier is so low. We're talking about, a few $100 if you want to go nice and slow. And you're off to the races, and you answer the questions as they pop up by jumping in the group and sharing where you're at. So I love that perspective, Joe. Thanks for sharing that. So keep us going in the story. Like let's go through, let's blaze through 2025 here. Like how'd the year go? Here we are in 2026. Like let's hit some numbers and how's business looking?
Yeah, 2025 was a big year, and I'll save numbers for kind of at the end, but I want to talk a little bit more 2025 about kind of the growth of the vision and because we got into this as being like, hey, this is going to be a side gig, a money making kind of a thing, and how we do this. But, I think it's really, really cool the way it has morphed a little bit, kind of from the things that we've learned from the community and how we've been able to do that.
Yeah, I think it has allowed me to build something that is my own, which I knew God wanted me to do. And it has allowed me to show my kids that I can be a mom and I can still be doing all the mom things that I need to do. Mm-hmm. And I can work from my house and I can build this.
I'm guessing you're a fan of Proverbs 31.
Yes, probably. I probably don't. I don't know it off the top of my head like you do.
You should read it. It's you. It's, she's doing the stuff that a mom and a wife does. It's Proverbs 31, but she's also out. She considers a field and she buys it. And she's building an income, and she's building her home, and she's building a business. And like that just described you. It popped into my head. Sorry to interrupt you there, but this is
no, that's great. I love it.
You resonate with that. You should read it. And just if you haven't heard it recently.
I was very passionate about it. And kind of at the same time, we started this business. My sisters and I have a passion project. We actually have our own podcast as well called Autoimmune Adventures. And I
love it. Autoimmune
Adventures. Yep. And so the three of us all have between the three of us, we have a good number of autoimmune issues. And one of my reasons for doing this business is because my body was not liking the job I was doing before. I needed something that was going to be kinder to my body. And I knew that this was an option. So I started going down that path. And all the things I was learning over that summer of 2024, that, the multiple streams of income and the having a mindset of abundance, and it fed me more. It gave me more passion for what I was doing with my sisters, because I felt God was calling us to do this as well. Yeah. And so I went from, I'm busy. I'm really busy now. It's good. It's really, really good. I am thrilled that I can be doing something that allows me to be flexible as a mom and flexible as a person living with chronic illness. And I had an aha moment when we went to the Proven Conference. We learned so much at the Proven Conference, but one of the things that really opened my eyes, I was talking to Debbie from Israel. Shout out to Debbie if you're listening. And she was telling me how she just runs her whole business. She never touches a product.
Right.
I had not thought about that. I touch all my product. It comes into my house. I do the prep and pack and I get it out. And I had a moment of realization that as somebody living with chronic illness, if you were homebound, even bedbound, you could build a business.
Yes, you could.
You could do this.
Yep.
And it blew my mind. And I thought, I'm going to have to share this. I got to share this because my sisters and I, we are advocates in the autoimmune community for people to take responsibility and improve their life living with these issues. And one of the problems we hear about a lot is that people are struggling to keep their jobs.
Yeah.
They're struggling to work.
Contribute financially to their family. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What is it I could be doing while I'm spending, 12, 15 hours a day in bed?
Yep.
And it's devastating.
Yeah.
Even I was just working part-time, but it was so hard on my body.
Yeah.
And for example, my sister she was a teacher full-time for years and years. She's been teaching, and she had to quit. Her doctor said, you are going to kill yourself. You have to stop. And she can't qualify for disability, and so she had to change her whole life. It's a devastating thing to live with chronic illness in the first place, and then to have it affect your career or your relationships. And so when I was talking to Debbie and she told me she does this all without touching or seeing her product, I thought, oh my gosh, I think I'm putting pieces together. I think God wants me to help people learn how to do this.
Yes.
Because I have this community over here and I have this community over here, and I never associated them as crossing paths, but I see a place where they can cross paths now.
Yes. Well, let me tell you, I'm not sure how far along in this journey you are, but we have an affiliate program and we love generously supporting. There's nonprofits. There's like special need adults communities that we've donated our course and content to help them.
Amazing.
Help adults become independent.
Yes.
Like one gentleman used special needs adults for his prep center.
Right. I think that's
giving them meaningful work.
Yeah.
But someone had to learn how to run the business. So we love supporting and generously encouraging ministries like that and causes like the one you're describing. So yeah, connect with me offline. We'll get something cool set up to where there's we have an affiliate program too. So you refer us clients and you get paid. So you don't have to do the heavy lifting of recreating what's been built here over 20 years. Just refer people in and get a commission for doing so. And then we work in cooperation with each other that way and make it even bigger and better. So yeah, I love that vision. That's powerful. Yeah. And then hopefully you pick up some new listeners today. We'll stick a link, send it to me, the link to your podcast. Okay. There's going to be a few people that your message resonates with chronic illness and trying to find meaningful work. And it reminds me, just to share a quick story about one lady who had fibromyalgia in our group. Her name's Nancy Alexander. I haven't talked to her here. It's been a while, but she was making custom wreaths and selling them on eBay one at a time for $60-$80. And she was losing the use of her fingers and joints and, arthritic type of thing. Right. And she was a coaching student, and we taught her, instead of making more product and just pushing her body. How about you lean into the ideas and content? And she started creating content, and that grew a community. And now she's far more well-known for the community that she grew than she is for individual wreaths that she's selling one at a time. So I tell that story because I love how business opens up these relational opportunities for us to step into people's lives and truly have an impact and an influence. So I love it. If there's anything we can do to support that, Alysia, I'd love to be a part of it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. We are passionate about it, and we know that God is guiding us to do it. So we have big plans. We've been doing our podcast about a year and a half, and getting really cool guests on, meeting amazing people with amazing stories and so much wisdom to share. But our big goal is we want to open an autoimmune center, a clinic where people can go. We live in Minnesota. We're a couple hours away from the Mayo Clinic, and I've been down there before, and it's inspiring. And we thought, we need a place for that, or specifically for autoimmunity. There's so many doctors that come into play when you have autoimmune issues, and having them all in one place, and having, genetic wing and laboratory. We have grand plans, and it'll take some time, but we're putting it out there because we know God wants us to do it. And we are manifesting, and we're opening our mouths and just sharing and supporting. And there are a lot of people out there that don't know what to do with their lives right now. I mean, a lot of people that are struggling to make ends meet and struggling to find something that they can do from home that's going to pay the bills. And it's not an immediate fix. It's hard work, and it is not get rich quick, but it is viable. It is viable. It is real, and it can be done.
It has a bright future. Those get rich quick things, they're all scams. None of them amount to anything. Building a real business is the only opportunity that's out there. I've been doing this for 23 plus years, and I've seen it all. And that litmus test that we gave earlier, please take that to heart, listeners who are hearing this. If you can't find a community of people who are doing it, which includes sharing the rough edges, the uncomfortable reality, anything worth doing in life has an uncomfortable reality. If you talk to the people who are really in the trenches, you want to ask those hard questions, but then be part of a community that's doing it and making it happen. For this year, it's typical at the end of the year, 2025 kind of wound down. We're getting into 2026, and everyone kind of pops up and they share their stories. This year, I was blown away by the stories that were popping in. I've never seen people doing multiple 7 figures per month, replens selling the strategies we teach. Like, they've taken the ball and ran with it and scaled. It's incredible. And the blue ocean's just getting bigger, all the projections. Or maybe you just need a few extra $100 a week. Hey, we've got that too. A few hours here and there, a few extra $100. It's all the same moving parts. Just a matter of how deep and how fast you want to go in. So you got someone with a chronic illness. They're in bed feeling like they can't really do too much. Maybe, you can do this business. You can find products, find ASINs, add them to your database. Let someone else manage the tape and the boxes, right? Pay someone a few bucks to do that. Free up your time. The business model works. I love it. So I love that we spent some time on that. Thank you, guys. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I am
2025 for us. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just saying, I'm going to start running into a time deadline. I started this late today, so that's on me, but we will need to start winding down soon. But I want to hear some 2025 details before we part ways.
Yeah. So 2025 for us was really about that vision growth and where this business can go. And like Alysia said, like how it can influence not only us, but others. And Proven Conference was where that our eyes really kind of got, oh yeah, okay. Now things are clicking and making sense. And so then through the summer, we kind of said, okay, where do we go here? Right now we're doing, between $15,000 and $20,000 a month, typically, with some challenges here and there with things going up and down. And Christmas, we had a really good 2024 Q4. Our 2025 Q4 was about the same.
No, it wasn't. We went from 14,000 from our 2024 to 25,000 for Q4 for December.
Okay, she wins.
I think he wasn't taking it. He was looking at Amazon numbers. I have to add in our Walmart numbers.
Oh, that's once you add both businesses together.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're doing really kind of growing that top line and building the business in a way that really is sustainable and grows and scalable is the big important thing for us in kind of 2025. The mindset is what we were seeing.
I have to chime in with my reality of what it was like for 2025. I had that too, but I also had a significant number of roadblocks, health problems that did pop up. I'm a notorious oversharer, but I'm going to say it. Perimenopause derailed my life. It was hard to think. It was hard to do the business.
Yeah.
I had to go get help from doctors. I had to get medications, and it affected my sales. And it was really hard. It was very discouraging. Our daughter got engaged and we had to plan a wedding and pull a wedding off. There were a number of things that came up in this past year, that made pushing forward difficult for me. I'm so glad I kept pushing forward. I kept jumping back on the horse. I'm really glad I had a coach to encourage me as well. But there were a good number of times I was discouraged and reality was really making things difficult for me. But I'm just going to tell you guys, if whatever it is, don't let it stop you. Yeah. Just keep going. Maybe it's going to affect your sales. Maybe you're going to lose a brand that you went too deep on, and that's going to affect your sales. Maybe you're going to have a health issue, and that's going to affect your sales. Maybe you're going to have a family issue pop up, and that's going to affect your sales. But the beauty of this business is it's flexible. And I was able to stop and take care of myself. And I didn't stop completely, but I had to slow down and take care of myself. And when I took care of myself, I got right back on board and I was like, oh yeah, I can jump right back in. I can keep doing this. And I can lay in my bed and work on from my computer, from my laptop, if I'm having a rough day or whatever. So it was a learning year. It was a year of learning, a year of growth, of insights, of perseverance, but ultimately like a lot of hope for the future, a lot of encouragement from what we've seen, the people we've met, the connections we've made, the things we've learned.
And that's my takeaway from 2025 and going into 2026 is the vision is bigger. The passion is stronger. And because the learnings have happened, we are hopeful about where things are going, right? Talking about, kind of from a religious perspective is, yes, God was 100% had his hand in the start of this, but he's had his hand in it throughout the whole time. And now it's kind of like the pat on the back of, okay, you guys are ready. Now go make it happen and go make the vision that I've given you happen through this, incredible community and framework and structure and opportunity that I put in your path, which is really, really cool.
You guys have an incredible story. I feel like Alysia, I just need to challenge you if no one's done it yet. You need to write a book. I'm sure you probably got it in your head already, right? But you really do. You guys have some incredible stories. You've really been through the ringer and persisted in many, many ways. And the world needs to hear more stories like that, because a lot of people do just kind of, and I know you've had those moments because we're human. It's like, you know what? I'm throwing in the towel. I'm kind of done with all that. I just, if anyone has an excuse to just kind of check out for a while, right? Life's done that to just about all of us. And I think what makes you a leader of integrity is choosing each day that you're not going to let today be that day. And you just plow forward. And then along comes this great day that you didn't see coming, the surprise, record sales day. It's like, whoa, okay. And it rejuvenates you, that relationship, that connection, that new idea, that brand that falls in your lap after trying and trying and trying. And suddenly you're just renewed. And so that persistence, and I love that you said mindset, Joe. Yes, mindset is so vital. That doing it together, that's kind of been that's been the catalyst. That's been the glue. That's the theme I'm hearing, is that you guys did it together.
And doing it together but also doing it together with the community and the connections that we've made and the people we've met and the, the encouragement that you never met someone, but they're encouraging you just because I had a really rough day today. Hey, keep at it. I don't know. You're from on the other side of the country and we've never met, we've never talked, but we're part of the community, and that community support, doing it together.
It's a tribe. We have a lot in common without ever really digging in deep. We have a lot in common. My mentor says, if the only thing I know about you is you've spent a significant portion of your life building a profitable business and sustaining it. That's all I know about you. I don't know your worldview. I don't know your age. I don't know your gender, your race, where you live. I don't know anything else about you. But I know you spent a significant portion of your life building a profitable business. That's it. You are one of the safest bets I could ever make as a friend, as a relationship, as a partner, as someone I want in my life, because of all that goes into it. And you guys have illustrated.
I'll add another layer onto that. You've built a profitable business and you're willing to give back to the community and teach other people how to do it too.
Well, I just haven't met those people that have built profitable businesses that aren't like that.
Right.
You've got to have that heart to succeed in business. I mean, maybe there's exceptions out there. I mean, we've seen the movies, the rich business owner is always the bad guy, right? But like in the real world, the people who own successful businesses, all the ones I've ever met with, I struggle to think of exceptions, are some of the most generous, caring, giving, empathetic. Of course, I'll teach you what I know. Of course, I'll help you get going and teach you a business lesson. And they love people who are eager to learn because they're teachers at heart. They're learners at heart. They love teaching and learning, right? That's what it takes to build a successful business. So yeah, I think we've got a bad rap at times about what it takes to be successful in business. But I completely agree. And that, by the way, is the two requirements we have for our coaches. You've built a successful business and sustained it over a significant period of time. That's one, which qualifies you to be a friend and someone I trust automatically. Number two, do you have a teacher's heart?
Yeah.
And if you do, welcome aboard, which it sounds like the trajectory you guys are on from my vantage point as well. That, at some point, if it makes sense and you guys are interested, I think that might be something that you guys could have in your future as well.
Well, the gift that we've been given being coaching students would be difficult to turn down the opportunity to turn around and give that back to somebody else. So that's absolutely something we would be interested in because, like Alysia said, getting connected with the right coaches, it made all the difference to our business and to our relationship and our success. That
was a scary investment to make when we were in the position we were in.
Yeah. You're investing in yourself and in future relationships and hoping that it all goes as well as you're thinking it might. And so that's why I love having guests back on a year or two after they've invested in coaching, just to hear from them, hear their stories. And because we take it seriously. And when we say you've made a friend and a partnership and a community for life that's here to help you, we mean that. There's students that joined our coaching program 18 years ago that I hear from, and we're still in the trenches and helping them and doing what we can, giving them resources, hopping on a quick call. Like that's what we do here. Is we build warriors and build the community. So thanks for spending some time on that. Well, we do need to wind this down. One thing that we neglected to mention, just out of being thorough, we do need to mention the margins, the net margins as the finance guy, Joe. About where'd you land? You're doing about 15, 20,000 a month. Like, what 2025 look like? What are you projecting for 2026? Just hit me with some bigger numbers.
Yep. So 2025, we were right around 15 to 20 to 15% net margins.
Yes.
So we were replacing a part-time income, which was what our goal was in 2026.
And you accomplished it.
Let's make this happen. And we have accomplished it. And really our 2026 goal is to take that up to 25 to 30% through revisiting our structures and our processes. And how can we squeeze some of the things that we are doing that are taking less valuable time away from Alysia's time to do more valuable things, which is finding ASINs and testing and discovering the things that we should be doing rather than the putting things in boxes and making those, the have to do things versus the want to do things. Is where we're going to go in 2026.
Excellent. And scale with 3P Mercury, find more ASINs, put them in there. And the margins we're hearing out of serious 3P Mercury users are impressive.
Yep.
Just the options you have there as you load ASINs into that machine. So I'm excited to hear from you guys. Well, keep me in the loop on your progress. Keep me updated. If there's anything I can do to help, and do send me those details so we can include them with this podcast episode on your podcast, Alysia. And
thank you.
Yeah, excited to help spread the word and send you a handful of people, hopefully, who support that vision and jump into what you're building there. But anything else that was on your mind that you were hoping to say today before we wrap up? I think this has been a great episode.
I don't think so. I just leave a word of encouragement for newbies or people that are lurking, if you will. I really like the learn. What do you call it? Learn just in time learning, I think is what you call it. Just in time learning.
Instead
don't
of
get
just
stuck
in case, right?
Just yes. So I tend to get stuck in analysis paralysis, and so the fact that you brought that when very beginning when we started learning, and you brought up, don't wait. If you've learned something, put it into action right now, and then you'll learn the next thing and put that into action too. And you just build. Just get started.
Yep.
Get started, and the momentum will carry you when you get started.
Yes. Take action. Don't wait till you feel like it. Don't wait till you have all the answers. Take action. The risks are so low. Yeah, that just in time versus just in case. I love that, because our whole education system, the K through 12 system, is kind of a just in case system. And it's drilled into us. I'm going to teach you this stuff just in case you need it someday. And we think, well, once I learn all there is to know, then I'll be smart and capable. That's not how e-commerce works. The game's changing. So you're going to have to be learning constantly. Just in time learning means learn what I need today, do it, put it into practice, and then adjust as we go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Joe. I love that. It's learn enough to do the next step.
Yes.
Worry about the step after that once you've made that next step.
Yes.
Right. It is, and that is how you are successful in e-commerce. That's how you're successful in life. That's how you're successful in relationships, is learn how to make that next step. Worry about the next step. Don't worry about 15 steps down the road. Worry about the next one, and learn how to do that. And so,
well said.
That's my takeaway is if you're waiting to learn the 15th step,
you'll never
know enough to do the next one.
You'll never get started. Yeah.
You'll get started now. You know enough to make the next step. That's the important piece.
Yeah. And that next step, as a good transition to wind this down, would be get the Proven Amazon course. That's the course behind the hundreds of success stories you've heard on our podcast. We'll baby step you into this at your own pace, your own budget, and we'll walk you through the process, the same process that you heard described today. So, well, thank you guys. That was a great episode. I really appreciate your time today. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, it was an honor to be here.
Yes.
Oh, it's an honor for me as well. And for the listeners who joined us, I've got some good news. If you enjoyed this conversation, which I'm thinking you did, if you stuck around this long, you liked it, right? So how about hundreds more episodes like this? Just scroll back in time and you're going to hear great conversations with students from our community, real people, real struggles, real triumphs, talking about the Proven Amazon course. That's the course that we've put together with this community that steps you through all the different ways to earn money on Amazon, including the strategy we discussed today, which is filling those empty shelves with everyday products and getting paid well to do it. That's the business that you heard about today, and that's the business we want to teach you. So get over to provenamazoncourse.com or just listen to more episodes of our show. Scroll back in time. We encourage you to listen to the most recent episodes, because sometimes there's some time-sensitive information, and just scroll back in time and enjoy the dozens and hundreds of great interviews. Every time, I'm just so blessed to hang out with students from this group. So, all right. Thanks, guys. We'll keep in touch. Send me those resources that we talked about. Okay. And for the listeners, we'll have more great episodes for you very soon. God bless. We'll talk to you then.
Sounds great.